MLS listing subscribers, thanks for tuning in to another vendor spotlight. We got a great show for today as we've got Angie Javier, national speaker and real estate marketing expert here from Realtor.com. Angie, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, we are excited too. No, thanks for so much for coming on. And it's Angie, it's a tough market, and low inventory, and agents are really trying to find ways to differentiate themselves. And here you are, because you do actually do a full webinar on this, right? Which is reigniting your business, your real estate business, and unleashing the full power of branding, right? And I think that's what you're here kind of today to kind of show us maybe some strategies that agents could do to not only differentiate themselves, but also to build on those long-term relationships with clients, right?
Absolutely. This is really what it's all about, is really setting the foundation and filling your pipeline so that as time continues to go on, whether it's a busy market or a slow market,
Right.
you'll always have people to talk to and have that ongoing referral business. So I think it's really important, especially here in Northern California, where it's always been such a wild market. It's either
Right.
crazy times or just completely slow like it is right now. Agents are always wanting to find a way to stand out and how to better engage with people here in the Bay Area. So this is perfect.
Yeah, and you stay in this business long enough, you're going to see those both those swings, the great times
Absolutely.
as well as the challenging times, right?
Absolutely.
So Angie, I'm going to let you take it away, and I think you're going to share some
Yep.
slides with us.
So thank you, everyone. Again, my name is Angie Javier. I am one of the national speakers here at Realtor.com. I'm on the industry relations team. So I am fortunate enough to go around the country and attend different events and meet you all, agents, brokers, any real estate professional, and just really learn from you. And what I do is I bring all of these ideas and great content back, and I share it with our customers here at Realtor.com. And I just overall love working with realtors. I love the passion that you have in wanting to help people find a home or sell their home and create investments. And so it's really important to me that here at Realtor.com that we support you all as real estate practitioners so that you could be the best that you can be for people out there that are looking to buy, rent, and sell their home. So I'm so happy to be here with you today to talk about branding. Our title here is Reignite Your Real Estate Business. So in this session, I'm going to share strategies and best practices on how to make your real estate brand more memorable to clients. At the end of the day, your words and your actions are an act of branding that will help people to decide if they want to engage with you or not, right? So having a trustworthy and consistent brand is really necessary for you to thrive as a realtor today, whether you're prospecting for new sellers or you're working with first-time home buyers. There's so much flashing before the consumer's eyes. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything so that your future clients know who you are, know what you stand for as a realtor, and how you can ultimately be the best fit for one another. So here's a quick breakdown of how we're going to go through our session today. I'm going to start off with beyond the logo, because branding is more than a logo, colors, and fonts, right? Your brand is ultimately how you make people feel. We'll talk about creating your brand message. And this is the first step you really have to achieve in your brand strategy. We'll go over how you can accomplish creating a brand message. We'll then talk about auditing your online presence. So marketing and technology is always changing, right? It's changing as we speak today. So you need to make sure that you're auditing your brand online and offline as well, and make sure that you're not just falling behind the times. Then we'll talk about planning your content and sticking to it. So this might be the hardest part for agents, is that consistency. Remember, your branding is ultimately how you make people feel. And a big part of that is in your marketing strategy and in your content that you're putting out there. So I'm going to show you how to build a content calendar so that your messaging and content is always up to date and relevant. And throughout this entire presentation, I'll be sharing tech tips that agents across the board just really love. So visibility supersedes ability. When it comes to branding, absolutely. An effective brand strategy allows you to maintain visibility in as many places as possible. But as a real estate professional, what really sets you apart from your competition is your ability. How does your audience know what your abilities are if you're not telling it to them in a way that resonates? How do you stand out from your competition? And why should people trust you? That's what it really comes down to. So your ability, that's the narrative you want to tell in your brand story, in your marketing, to gain the most trust and loyalty from your clients. So we need to come to an understanding that branding is more than your logo, fonts, and colors. It includes all of these things, but it is so much more. Again, your branding is that overall experience you're providing to your buyers and sellers. So what is that feeling your brand portrays to people as a real estate agent, right? So specifically in real estate, for home buyers and for home sellers, how do you make them feel throughout that journey of buying their first home? Or if they are a seller and now they're looking to downsize and having to relocate, how do you fit into that narrative and how do you ultimately make them feel? Right? So you want to start putting in those messages and start engaging in a way that people ultimately will remember the service that you're providing to them and ultimately remember you when it's time to make a move. So remember, the key definition in textbook for brand is a consumer's perception of your product or service. So here in real estate, this is primarily going to be in your service. And branding struggles are real. I get it. There's a lot to consider to have an effective brand strategy, but I want to break it down for you so it's really easy to remember and consider as you go along in your day and you go on to looking at your strategies. You always remember the core values of your brand. So first, you want to think of your story. What is your story? How are you different from all of the other realtors in your area? How do you stay relevant with the market and what's going on in the overall industry? What's your confidence level in yourself, in your broker, and your overall knowledge base, right? Your overall knowledge base in the industry, in the communities, in the hyperlocal market. This is all going to differentiate you from your competition. Your knowledge and the way you tell that story and communicate it with your clients is what will make your branding more relevant. Next is consistency. So you have your story, but how are you telling it and how often? Having consistency is probably the biggest struggle for many agents. And let's be real, consistency is hard in all aspects of our life. But when you have a plan and you audit your plan from time to time, and you have goals at the end of your plan, that consistency becomes very naturally. So when you have a plan in place, you don't have to guess what to do next. Let's talk about omnipresence. So I know that omnipresence has a bigger meaning in the universe, but precisely in marketing, omnipresence is simply being seen in many places at once. So you have your story and you have your plan to be consistent. Now you want to consider who are you talking to and where are you talking to them? So this is all in your strategies. Is it in your email campaign? Are you consistent in your CRM platform? Are you heavy on social media? Where on social media? So you have to determine the best place to really let your brand shine, and all of the other areas and places will fall in line like clockwork. So the message here under omnipresence is to really hone in just one or two places and master those areas first. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to put too many messages out there on too many platforms. Pick one or two, get really great at it in the next 60, 90 days, and then we move on to the next, okay? So that's omnipresence. And then finally, systemizing and auditing. Branding is not just to set it and forget it. Branding is always evolving, not just in the form of a new logo or new colors. How does your brand evolve and pivot with time? So your story as a real estate professional may not change a whole lot, but the way you tell it will. A really great way to create your brand message is to outline the following. Number one, why did you get into real estate? So we're going back to our storytelling. Why did you get into real estate? And you all have your special reasons why. So this is a really great exercise to jot down and really start to outline your brand messaging. Okay. Next, what are you good at? Are you a former top salesperson at your last company? Maybe you're the number one in sales right now. Did you have another life in marketing or technology? And if real estate is your first career, who are the people that gave you the motivation to get your license? Why do your clients love you? So if you're a little stuck on this, go back to all those ratings and reviews and recommendations that you received from past clients. If you're newer to real estate, talk to your mentor, some of the leaders in your company and other some of your colleagues, and they can talk to you about your passion and your service to people. So why do your clients or why do people ultimately love you and want to work with you? Okay, and this is going to help in that confidence boosting, right? So really great part of your branding, brand message. And then finally, what are your passions? So this is the fun part about you giving people a little bit more glimpse into your life. Are you a dog person? Are you into equestrians? How about cars? I've worked with so many agents who have brought their love for cars into their brand message, into their storytelling. But keep in mind that you don't want to get too hung up on these details. This will help shape your brand message and make you a little bit more memorable, but it will not define what your ultimate goals are. Okay, so there's a great way to outline your brand message. Here are some quick statistics to put us in the right direction to help you shape your strategy and make your branding more effective. Customers need about 5 to 7 impressions or interactions to remember your brand. And in order to make those impressions memorable, it can be as simple as tidying up your online presence and making sure all your profiles online are up to date and that you can easily be found. So we're going to dive more into this in just a little bit. Here's a quick stat on video. Recent studies have found that 80% of people recall a video they viewed in the past 30 days. So as consumers, and we're all consumers, right? Things we tend to remember the most from online are videos, especially the ones that trigger any kind of emotion. Now, I know it can seem daunting to do video, but it really doesn't take much to get started. If you have a smartphone, you're ready to go. And I'm going to show you some examples that you can try right away. And there's that word consistency again. So consistency in your branding across all platforms can increase revenue by 23% on average. So when done correctly, your consistency will create a state of knowing for your clients, meaning they will know who you are, know your story, they will believe in your story, and even start to retell it for you. That's how clear and consistent your branding should be. You've told them your story of you and your brand in a way that there is no question and it just feels whole to them. So that should be your ultimate branding goal. It's total clarity and state of knowing by your clients. So the search for a home can be quite a process. Home shoppers spend about 10 weeks searching before they take the next step. And this is according to the National Association of This is according to the Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers report by the NAR in 2022. So 10 weeks is approximately 3 months. So imagine the number of photos and videos consumed in that time frame. The search becomes granular over time. In addition to searching for listings, consumers are also looking up agents online. So how do you make sure that you have a strong presence during that search time? One of the things you should do with your brand is to audit your presence on a regular basis. So you just want to Google yourself the way a real estate consumer would look you up. What does the first page of Google say about you? When was the last time you clicked in on any of those links? Are your profiles set up? Are they up to date? So here's a quick pro tip. Google yourself, put your name in, put in keywords like realtor, real estate agent, realty, because consumers today are savvy with their keywords. They want to go straight to that filtered search. So search that way. Then you're going to focus on the pages that you can update right away. So when you look yourself up, if the first page on that Google search result is realtor.com or your website, You have access to that. Log into that, make some updates. You want to be in control of the search results on any search engine. It's really better to know. Otherwise, your brand might feel like the next detective documentary on Netflix. I kid. It's time to take back control. Make time to put your strategy in order. Always keep in mind the search journey of a real estate consumer. People looking for listings are more likely going to end up on a major portal like Realtor.com. You are more likely to be found on a portal like our site before your own website. So keep in mind, consumers are very savvy these days when it comes to research and deep diving. Even after you've met a client for the first time, you know the first thing they're going to do is look you up online and try to read any reviews or recommendations. So there is an increased possibility that your profile on Realtor.com will be visited. So make sure that your free profile on our site is up to date so you can make a great first impression. And I know some of you are thinking this is kind of basic, but there are a lot of blank profiles out there. And I just want to make sure that yours is not one of them. Realtor.com is averaging 70 to 80 million unique users each month on our site. We are seeing homeowners and shoppers reach out to real estate professionals through our different areas and pages on our site. And we continue to experience significant search and activity, exploring options for home buying and home selling. So you don't want to miss out on any opportunities. Make sure your profile is set up. So I'm going to quickly walk you through how to claim and update your free profile on Realtor.com. So you're going to log into your professional dashboard, and the easiest way to do this is right in the top right corner. You're going to click log in. And then right there, you're going on this next page, you want to click log in as a real estate agent. So if this is your first time logging into your dashboard on Realtor.com, you want to select create an account and go through the motions to set up your account. It's very simple. Otherwise, you're going to log in, and now it's going to take you to the actual dashboard. So this is where you're going to put in your email address and your password. There's even a quick video on here if you need additional information on how to log in. Once you are logged in, on the left-hand side, you'll see the menu and where to update your profile. You want to click Manage Profile, which will then take you step-by-step on updating everything that displays on your Realtor.com profile, such as your photo, contact information, etc. I want to point out two areas that are really key for your profiles. First is recommendations. So you can request personal recommendations from colleagues, friends, family as their testimony on your work ethic. This is really great for newer agents to build an online brand. So in the recommendation section, you can also copy and paste reviews you have on other sites. So on your website, on other portals, if you have some really great reviews there, you can copy and paste them into recommendations. Now, in ratings and reviews, your clients, either buyers or sellers, can leave you a real rating and review. You have the ability to respond directly to every rating and review in here. It's very quick and simple, but I really wanted to point out where you can see that. So here's another pro tip when it comes to your online searches and your overall brand messaging. Adding video to help revive your profiles will really greatly help your online presence. Adding a video to your profiles and websites makes you more searchable because search engines love video content. But a challenge that many have with video is creating the content and just doing it. I know that it could be very hard sometimes. So here are a few tech tips to help you with your video strategy. The simplest way to get it done is just to hire someone. Real estate photographers have the ability to create videos. They should. So if they don't have that as a part of their service, ask them to refer you. Check with some of your local partners and see if they can offer support to help you specifically with creating your biography videos. You can also inquire with some of your business affiliates like title and escrow, home warranty partners. They are excellent marketing professionals. Ask them if they can assist you with creating some of your videos that you can use in your branding campaign. And what's great about that is you can collaborate on content so that you can both share it and both have that brand identity in each other's content. Do it yourself. Some of the best videos out there are homemade and very genuine. You talking into the camera on your phone, that's all right. People don't always prefer the professionally produced and polished. And if you're struggling on what to say, go back to that branding outline that we did at the very beginning. That's going to help you create bullet points to create a really great message. So let's take a look at a really quick biography video example here. Let's watch it and then I'll break it down afterwards.
Ready to buy or sell a home in Pennsylvania? I'm your girl. My name is Alexa, and I help clients reach their homeownership goals in the beautiful Pocono region and Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania. Call or text me today at 570-688-8147. That's 570-688-8147. ¿Listo para comprar o vender una casa en Pensilvania? Yo soy su chica. Mi nombre es Alexa y ayudo a los clientes a alcanzar sus objetivos de propiedad de vivienda en la hermosa región del Pocono y el Valle de Lehigh Valley en Pensilvania. Llámame hoy al 570-688-8147. Llame o mande un mensaje al 570-688-8147.
All right, here are some quick key highlights from Alexa's video. So she used an app called Unsplash to put her logo in the top left corner, as you can see here, and for the calling card at the end. So Unsplash. I'm going to have a list of all the apps in a moment, so don't worry. She also used another app called InShot to reformat the video into more landscape. So naturally, you can see here, it's done in that portrait, in that 9:16 format. InShot is a really great app to reformat your videos to make them more landscape. So for your Realtor.com profiles, they do have to be more of that landscape configuration. So InShot's a great video to do that. And she's not using anything else other than the camera on her phone and very natural lighting. And also notice when she did her message, she did it both in English and Spanish, immediately, showing that she can work with Spanish-speaking clients. So really love this quick little example. And this is posted on her Realtor.com profile. Here's another really great example of a profile video. So let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Jennifer with Better Homes and Gardens, Gary Green Real Estate, and leader of the Jennifer Wahab team here in Katy, Texas. We want to be your resource for all things real estate. You can check out our YouTube channel where we have content for buyers and sellers. Visit our Facebook page, Katy Good Life, where we post about our listings and what's going on in the community. And you can browse all Houston homes at our website, katygoodlife.com. We welcome your calls, emails, and texts to answer any of your real estate questions. We want to help you live the good life. So please let us know what we can do for you.
Great. So again, another just one shot, no cuts, no edits. I know that Jennifer just plopped her laptop video right up in front of her using lots of natural light. And I just really love how short and sweet the message is. Again, people are more likely going to watch this and remember what you say in a video versus reading your entire bio. So I always recommend for your profiles, like on Realtor.com or on other websites, try to put both a video and your bio because it'll make you more memorable. So here's a quick list of video apps that realtors I know love to use. So let's start with the left side under Android. Camtasia is a really great desktop software app. It's really great for video editing. A lot of YouTube influencers and content creators use Camtasia to edit down their content. A lot of agents who do webinars, like a webinar presenter myself, we love using Camtasia. It is quite pricey, but I think it's worth it if you are an Android user or a Windows user and you are looking to do more editing of your own content. Canva, we all know Canva has some really great video tools on there and video content that you can repurpose. I know that you get more and things are a little bit easier with the pro account. So that's just one tip that I know from agents. CapCut is an app that's really great for editing. They have templates on there. A lot of content creators on TikTok and Instagram use CapCut for editing their videos. That's one that I would recommend, and there's no charge there's a free version to do that. And InShot. So we mentioned Alexa uses InShot in editing and creating that reformatting of the video. Over to the right side on iOS, iMovie is very similar to Camtasia. So if you're in that Apple environment, iMovie is the software that a lot of agents like to use. Canva, so it is not a desktop software, it is online, so no matter what device you're using. So what I love about Canva is I can create my materials and content on my computer, but if it's something I'm going to post on social media, I have the app on my phone as well, and I can just download what I've created on my computer directly on my phone, so make it very easy. CapCut is available both on Android and iOS, which is one of the rare apps that's available on both. So I love using it in either environment. And then Splice is another video editing app that I know a lot of agents are using. Like Alexa uses a lot of Splice in some of her Reels content. So, I always want to, whatever the latest and greatest tools agents are using, I always want to be up to date and share that back with you. So lumen5.com is another really great tool if you're just getting started with video. And the best part about Lumen 5 is that you don't have to show your face. So here's how it works. You take pre-existing articles or blog posts and put them into Lumen 5 by copying and pasting the link here. Lumen 5 will then take the key points of this article and automatically match it up with royalty-free images and music. You will have to do some fine-tuning to get it close to perfect, but 90% of the work is done for you. So let's take a look at an example I created using an article from Realtor.com called 7 Home Staging Ideas You Can Do It Yourself to Save Cash. I'll just play a few seconds of it. Okay. It goes on a little bit longer, but I'll pause it right there. Now, just remember, if you are repurposing content, you have to say the source where you got it from. Don't plagiarize. Over time, you will end up writing your own content and creating something from scratch. But for now, to help you get started with putting videos out there and putting your brand message out there, use tools like Lumen 5 to help you get there. And to ensure that you are on your way to elevating your brand awareness, plan your strategy and content and stick to it. So here's a quick tip. You really want to focus on educating consumers about home buying or selling, or educating them about the community. Consumers love that type of content. So here are some ideas to get your creative juices flowing. And if you notice here, this is all about the things that people love about your town. So let me read a couple of them for you. Let's start off with the top 5 things every first-time home buyer needs to know. This is very evergreen. These are things that you're already talking about with first-time home buyers in your area, or people who just are not that educated with buying, right? So this is something I know you can create right away. Let's move down to the third one, best brunches and bottomless mimosas in Old Town. So again, we always want to mix up our content. Think about the 1 to 4 rule. All right, 1 to 4 for every 1 piece of content you post that's about real estate. You want to post 4 things that doesn't really talk about real estate. So things about brunches and coffee shops and all the really great things happening locally to kind of offset all the real estate content. Okay, you'll notice a huge lift in your follows and engagement when you do that. All right, and then we'll wrap it up at the bottom of our list here. Who sold their house for what in 93312? And this is again really great ideas for your Instagram Reels, even for your YouTube channel. Some of you are diving into YouTube Shorts, which is the equivalent of Reels. So again, putting your stories out there, really showing the people you know about the community, you know about the market, is going to help you quite a long way. And to help you maintain consistency, create a content calendar so that you don't lose momentum with your strategies. And there are a lot of different calendars and processes out there. This is a calendar template we created for free, and it's just on Google spreadsheets. So we'll make sure to include the link to all of the viewers here. Remember, it doesn't have to be fancy or even perfect. Your goal is just to get it done. Your brand will not be an overnight sensation. Like a lot of things in your business, in order to succeed, you have to put some thought and drive into it. And hopefully some of these strategies will help you get there. So I know that we went over a lot of strategies and tactics that will enable you to create a more memorable brand and reignite the messaging to your buyers and sellers out there. I really want you to think about what is your takeaway from today. Look back at your notes, rewatch some parts if you need to, and really make a plan of how you're going to move forward. You have to make time to improve and evolve your brand. so that consumers today can see you and remember you when it's time to make a move.
Angie, that was fantastic. A lot of content, great content. I love Tell Your Story. I'm definitely in on those mimosas on the on the weekend.
Right? They just love that part.
Yeah. Oh, some
Cool.
really good stuff. Yeah. For our agents, yeah, and in this market, it differentiates yourself. And we always, as a training perspective, we're always first call to action. It's get your branding up, no matter what application you're using.
Right.
Really, the first thing you should do, right?
Absolutely. And, a lot of times, especially, I was in real estate marketing for many years and, creating a logo and creating the right color combinations. And that's really fun. It's the fun part, right? But we always have to remember, what is that brand message? Letting people know what it is that you do and what you stand for in the industry.
Right. And thanks for putting all those, that list of apps. It was fantastic.
Yes.
I think a lot of agents maybe want to get into that and maybe not knowing where to go. So I think those were some great apps that you listed.
Yeah, thank you.
And so Angie, for our subscribers who love this and they're gonna want to maybe watch more content from you and Realtor.com and topics like this, you guys actually have more webinars, right? And there you go.
Yes.
Learn. Perfect. And so they could go ahead on Realtor.com, support.Realtor.com/training, and see that whole series you guys have there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So all Realtor.com trainings and webinars and other virtual events can be found on this site. You'll see loads of information, about our services and products as well. But if you go to the results series, this is the program that I produce here at Realtor.com. It's more that coaching style, best practices, all the things that I picked up in my almost 20 years of doing marketing in real estate. It's always fresh. It's always up to date. So it's the results series if you'd like this coaching style format.
Awesome. Definitely encourage our agents, brokers to take advantage of that. Angie, you got to promise me you're going to come back on in the future here. You've been actually fantastic. Some great content here. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. This was such a great opportunity. So I really appreciate you, Dave, and your team. And anytime, I'm here for you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And to our subscribers, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next Vendor Spotlight.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.